So what year was it? The Hubble was in trouble. So was Tracy. And Vogue was hot. It all happened the 4th week of June, 1990.
From our studios in New York, here is Matt Lauer.
Well, move over Kevin and Brittany. Another celebrity pair is taking the reality show plunge. But this famous couple is not about being cute and cuddly. Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston are becoming better known these days for troubles in their private lives than they are for their musical careers. Well, now Brown has brought in cameras up close, hoping to shine up the couple's image and perhaps pump up their careers. But as you'll see in tonight's exclusive preview, changing the focus isn't so easy.
I was just locked up, man. I spent 30 days in a jail. Then I had to report to Boston on non-payment of child support.
It's a distressingly familiar sight. R&B bad boy Bobby Brown caught on tape, being released after another run-in with the law.
Just got here in Atlanta. I'm going to see my wife.
But this time, the media coverage of Brown and his wife, Whitney Houston, is different. Now it's on his terms, with his own cameras following him, even as others confront him.
Mr. Brown, can I just have a quick comment, please?
The footage you see here is a first peek at the latest celebrity reality series premiering on the NBC Universal cable network Bravo. It's called Being Bobby Brown. We sat down with Brown for a no-holds-barred interview about his marriage to Houston, his legal troubles, and just how hard being Bobby Brown can be. There are a lot of different ways you can get Bobby out there. You can get people to know who you are and get to see the side of you that they haven't seen now. You could do a bunch of interviews like this. Probably like putting a needle in your eye.
No,
or
not.
you could do this reality show. And the question I have about the reality show is, why would you want to submit yourself to this?
It's easy for people to just have the freedom to be able to say things about me and me not say anything. That's the easy part, but the hard part is to show them me because I'm scared of being myself sometimes.
Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike.
Since he first left the breakout boy band New Edition in the late 80s to go solo, he's entertained fans with hits like the #1 single My Prerogative. And R&B star Bobby Brown has always done things his way. But in the years since topping the charts, Brown has become better known for his perp walks than his performances, and has racked up more arrest records than hit records. Are you famous or are you a little infamous?
You have to answer that. I couldn't answer that.
I think you were famous and you've become a little infamous. To be honest with you, if you like people to be honest with you, I think that may be the case. Does that bother you at all?
No, not at all. I'm not a bad person. I don't run around sticking people up. I'm not a robber, drug dealer, crook, or anything like that. I'm an entertainer.
What do you think people think when they hear the name Bobby Brown?
I don't know. I get only love from the people. So when I read things and I see things on the news, it doesn't really hurt me. It just makes me feel like, whoa, why are they saying this? But I have to go through that. I think that's the part of what I, actually invested in. I invested in entertainment. I put my life and my soul and my blood into entertainment. And then I quit at a time when, people was like, Bobby. And I went and took care of my children. I went and, I went and was a husband.
Bobby Brown may not be the model husband, and his wife isn't just any woman. She was the reigning queen of pop, a megastar diva with the voice of an angel and the face of a goddess. Brown's 13-year marriage to Whitney Houston has been one of the most publicized and puzzling partnerships in stardom. Houston has weathered her own share of high-profile ups and downs, while she and Brown have been buried in bold-faced ink about drug problems, domestic disputes, and rifts in their relationship. But through it all, Whitney has stood by her man, just as she does for his latest foray back into the spotlight. Does Whitney feel the same way about this reality show? I mean, was she as eager to say, okay, Bobby, bring the cameras in for 6 months, let's put our lives out there?
When she saw how much fun I was having with the cameras, I mean, because it's like, I didn't change. When the cameras got around, I think it brought us closer together because it showed us that we're just normal.
Well, make that Brown family normal.
The skipper to the millionaire.
Like when the show's cameras joined the couple and their daughter, Bobby Christina, on a family vacation in the Bahamas. Or when Bobby and Whitney shimmy in the hotel lobby. Or when Brown heads to court to face charges he hit Whitney in 2003, an allegation he denies. Brown told us the same story he stuck to all along, that the incident Houston called 911 about was blown out of proportion. You were arrested on charges of spousal abuse.
Yeah.
What happened?
Me and my wife play a lot. It was just a misunderstanding. I'm on my way to the airport to go to an award show. I'm thinking she was playing about being on the phone with the police. But I left not knowing that it was going to be a problem because me and my wife play like that. I mean, we slap box and she hits hard. Hard.
You hit hard back?
No, I don't. No, come on, man. See how big my hands are? I could hurt her. No. Me and her like this. She hits me more than I hit her.
Far from sugarcoating his image, Brown's bad boy ways are on full display in this series. Is there a part of your personality that likes to defy authority a little bit?
Yes.
Yeah? Where does that come from?
I just don't like the word teacher. Authority. To me, it's a negative word.
The reason I ask the question, Bobby, is if you look at your arrest record, it seems some of the reasons you were brought into court were simply that you didn't want to go along with what they told you should do. You know, you should appear to talk about child support. You failed to appear.
I didn't know about it.
Okay, things like that.
Sometimes I don't get mail. I don't, and any mail that came in, I looked at my mail, and if it said I was to appear, then it said I was to appear. But if I don't see it, then I don't know to appear.
It just
all I see is it come on TV.
What I'm getting at is it seems at times where if you had just towed the line a little bit, you could have saved yourself a lot of trouble, but it almost appears as if you were saying, that's not my line, and I'm not going to tow it.
Well, like I said, I'm not very good with authority. My mother and my father are everything that I need to be authoritative over me. My wife also and my kids. I allow them that.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. This one goes first.
The only subject seemingly off limits in the series, allegations in the media that alcohol and drug use are tearing Brown and Houston's lives and their relationship apart. Brown and Houston have both publicly acknowledged they've used cocaine and marijuana, and Brown spoke to us frankly about the state of his marriage, his wife's visit this past March to a rehab center, and their struggles to get clean. How are you guys now?
We're wonderful.
Are you?
Yeah.
Because you must read the rumors. They're on the rocks. They're this.
Whatever.
It's okay?
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Talk to me about the reports about she was released from rehab. Is she okay in that area?
She's looking good. She's sounding good. Everything. Oh, the smell, the look in her eyes right now. Just everything about her is what I meant. And I'm hoping that right now everything about me is what she meant. And we're working hard at keeping our relationship maintained.
And clean and sober?
And clean and sober. That's the thing.
I can tell in your Chinese eyes.
And while there's no evidence of drug use in the series, something may have been amiss. Whitney's rehab visit reportedly occurred just a few months after the program's final episode was taped. But the Whitney we see here, having a good time with her husband, still seems healthier than she did in 2001. At that time, she looked frail and gaunt, taking the stage at this Michael Jackson tribute concert. And in 2003, when she arrived for another one of Brown's court hearings,
How are you?
looking not entirely put together.
You in the camera? Man, please back up.
How hard is the daily struggle for both of you?
Hey, it's a daily struggle. And just as hard as it is for anybody else, just like somebody that wants to stop smoking, you know, cigarettes, it's hard. So it's going to be hard for us also, you know, and we are two addictive personalities. I feel as long as we work together and we stay together and we love together and we know what we don't want in our lives, we'll be all right.
What don't you want in your life, besides drugs and alcohol?
We don't want bull. And that's simple and plain. I don't mean to cuss on your show, but
We've heard the word.
excuse me. Don't judge us. If you love us and you like what we do as artists, please just give us that. Because that's what we give the most of. That's what we concentrate on. We concentrate on being the best singers and entertainers for you. And when you try to break us down with our personal lives, that really affects us. So if I can say anything to people right now, that'll be to pray for us to be better.
It's just me, y'all.
Whether battling their demons day by day in private or living out their version of normal for a reality television camera, being Bobby Brown shows a man and his family who are, like many of us, at times all too human.
I look like my feet are too small for my body.
Being Bobby Brown starts on Bravo this coming Thursday, June 30th. And Brown's manager, by the way, says he's also working on a new single for release this summer.